Hey, welcome. I am on a plane actually right now, living the dream to fly 9 hours with 6 inches of legroom. But don't feel bad for me because I do get 3 ounces of Diet Coke. Now I'm going to try to sleep sitting straight up. Have a great show.
Since 2020, we've done plenty of virtual comedy shows online. And though the virus is slowing, we'll keep going because we've still got lots of hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin.
Welcome to Virtual Comedy Show. It's a Zoom meeting with jokes. So please turn on your camera, turn on your mic, unless you have barking dogs or a rabid moose in your living room, in which case, please mute yourself for Pete's sake, and let's have some fun.
It's the Virtual Comedy Show, starring Steve Goodie and Brad Tassell. Tonight, Steve and Brad welcome comedian Robert Haas, plus funny songs from Janet and Charles Cox, and a patty melt from Patti Vasquez, and much, much more. Now, please welcome Brad Tassell.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm sure you're all applauding like crazy.
Oh, they are.
Welcome, everybody, to the Virtual Comedy Show. It's another super duper week, and we have a super duper special comedian headliner. It's Robert Haas, everybody. He's a comedian, he's a rabbi, and he's a Star Wars guy. So it's always exciting at those brisses, you know. Hold still, little Tommy. Robert, you still here? Okay, great. Oh, and our musical guest, the amazing duo of Janet and Charles Cox. We love them, don't we?
Yes, we
and
do.
Steve Goodie is already live in Scotland, watching and waiting for you to arrive so we can make sure to tell me everything I've forgotten to do. And, of course, Patti Vasquez. The only reason anyone still watches this mess. So, all right. So, but as Bobby Flay says, to get to them, you got to go through me first. Which actually is not what he says. It's something like that. But let's have some jokes. Whoops. Hey, whoa. I'm going to try not to do that too much this show. I've reconfigured it so that it's not stuck to the camera anymore, but then I went too high. All right, here we go. Let's start. So, I guess there's aliens living or dead among us, right? Aliens? Retired Major David Grush, is that how you say his name? Told a House Oversight Subcommittee that there have been, since 1930, non-human craft and remains found and studied by the Pentagon. Yep. Non-human remains, which I guess that could be a chicken, though, couldn't it? So, Gorsuch said he interviewed over 40 people who have witnessed the non-humans and knew the Pentagon was reverse engineering non-human technology. Right. Like the coronavirus thing. I don't know. Anyway, in response to Gorsuch's allegation, the Pentagon said, saying he's crazy. Okay, great. I'm going to try to take this off without screwing that up. Hey, and now the most important story of the week affecting every one of us profoundly. Dermatologists finally answer whether the beer tan trend on TikTok works or not. Who's following the beer tan trend? This is a thing. People are dumping beer on their skin when they tan because they think it protects their skin and gives them a better tan. Dermatologists say, and no one is surprised, no, it doesn't. Pouring beer on your skin makes you sticky and stupid. And if it's a Bud Light, Kid Rock will shoot you. So that's some woke tan right there. That tan right there is woke. All right. Hey, this is super. Trader Joe's has recalled its popular broccoli and cheddar soup because of insects in the florets. Yep. Over 10,889 critter-filled soup tubs are waiting to add a little protein to your diet. Luckily, if you have one of these tubs, Trader Joe's says you can bring it back in and they will sell you a little monkey that loves eating bugs. So, eat your bugs. All right. Not sure that made sense. Also, hey, it's more Trader Joe's. In Trader Joe's last week recalled its almond windmill cookies because they were contaminated with rocks. And also this week, coming up now, just yesterday, another one of their products contaminated with rocks. So Consumer Watchdog is suggesting customers who bought the cookies to open the package, remove the rocks, and throw them at Trader Joe's. It's called the Bad Halloween community response. Bad Halloween. Okay. And more food news. It's Food News Week, isn't it, everybody? Food News Week. Subway is offering a lifetime of free subs if you legally change your name to Subway. This is true. You think no one would do this, but not true. They're compiling a list. You have to apply for this contest, and then they will choose of all the people that are willing to change their name and pick a winner. Of course, there are a few rules. One, you have to legally change your name. And second, your name can't now be Jared. All right, so there you go. Here we go. Mexico's president is on a spending spree. Did you see this? Last week, he offered $1.5 billion to fund border security. And this week, he's offering an American company $385 million for 6,000 acres of beachfront property south of Playa del Carmen. Now, the problem with this deal is the land is worth $1.9 billion. The president of Mexico said, now you know how I'm going to pay for that wall. For 1.9 billion, you've got 1.5 billion, and he can pay. Okay, no more math for this group, I can tell you. Robert is still here. Did I offend you with the thing? Oh, here we go. Mitch McConnell, if you can remember what happened to him last week, Mitch McConnell addressed what he called his sandbag moment, referring to when President Biden tripped over a sandbag after a speech. The 80-year-old senator stopped talking during a press conference and looked confused before being escorted away. After a while, Mitch came back to say he was fine, and sometimes he gets overwhelmed when he recalls how much money he's gotten from selling us out to Russia and China. He's like, I see. Not much of a joke there, but also true.
Not funny. Yeah.
Done both of those things. Okay, here we go. 3 more, kids. 2 more. 2 more is all. It's going to be short. I like this outfit, though. I'm going to wear this at the showroom. You think Sting could wear this as Sting? No, I didn't think so. Anyway, next up, McDonald's will open a spin-off restaurant called Cosmix Restaurant. Spin-off based on a very little remembered 1987 commercial about an alien that landed on Earth and stole McDonald's food. So Congress promises hearings next week because they're crazy about aliens right now. I just got to tell you, I think it's crap. I don't think that's true. All right, here we go. And I lied. I think there are 2 more. Hey, after a drunken, liquor-filled party in his office, GOP congressman from Wisconsin, Derek Insurrection Van Orden, verbally abused Senate high school age pages for taking pictures in the rotunda, yelling dirty words, screaming at them. The same rotunda, by the way, that he so now values, that he cheered the Confederate flag being brought into on January 6th as he applauded the beating and killing of Capitol officers. So he did that, and now he's angry at students for taking pictures. But these kids have no respect. Van Orden was extra mad because the kids had disturbed him while he was showing 50 constituents what to do to make sure we take over the government next time. I screwed up the end of that joke. So I'm only going to record this one. But you knew what I was saying. Okay, great. He's a bad person. And I'm sorry, I have 2 more still. Ha ha. So, shut up. You're going to live through it. Here we go. Rudy Giuliani. You gotta love Rudy. Rudy Giuliani took his hand out of his pants long enough to sign a confession in court that he lied about election interference. And now he will go to court to face the 2 women he defamed, where he will put his hands back into his pants because he's a creep. All right. How'd that end well? Not really well. I think it looked good, though. I like the room. All right, here we go. Last one. Steve, take over. Luckily, I wasn't here to see how this worked out. 2 19-year teachers in Texas went to a fun drag show, and the next day they were fired from their teaching positions. They just didn't clap hard enough at my share, said the principal. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Brad Tassell. This has been The Jokes. Now we're going to have a real show.
All right. Let's hear for Brad Tassell, everybody. Wasn't that fantastic? Yay!
Yay!
All right. Now, as Brad told you, that was pre-recorded. And he didn't know that a couple things are happening. First of all, we all are very sad to say goodbye to Pee Wee Herman. Sorry to bring you all down, but it's not like we didn't know about it. But as I promised in the little promo that I did a few hours ago, track people is we're all going to be extra zany in honor of Pee Wee, in honor of Paul, rather than get all mournful. We can all mourn later. We'll say Kaddish at the end of the show, if that's okay with you, Rabbi. Would that be okay? I'll take that as a yes. All right. Yes. Excellent. Also, I'm already in Scotland, as Brad mentioned, so it's 3 in the morning for me. There's actually 3:12 in the morning. And I pre-recorded my top 10 list for the next 5 weeks. So we're going to just watch them, the video. So that's going to be pre-recorded too. It's like this whole show is just an avatar of a show, which I think is what this is going on for quite some time. As you may or may not know, today, July 31st, is Harry Potter's birthday. Okay, listen to all the wow, I didn't know that.
Wow. I knew.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Oh, good. Brad is boarding, and that's good. I'm glad he's mentioning that on Zoom while I'm doing this. Okay, so our top 10 categories can have something to do with that. So let's roll it. Hey, take it away, Steve, with the big top 10 list. In a second now, as I try to push the button correctly, the laptop in Scotland. That's not right. Let's try that again. I suck at this. I know how to do this. I totally know how to do this. It's going to be perfect. Laptop. Hate laptop. Let's pick it up where we left off.
Top 10 magical things to do on Harry Potter's 43rd birthday. Oh. You may or may not know, today is July 31st. Top 10 magical things to do on Harry Potter's 43rd birthday. Number 10, help Harry fill out his AARP application. Number 9, explain to Harry that hogwarts are fine, but hog rectal warts are not.
Oh.
Number 8, buy a wand, aim it at a frog, and watch Kermit dance. Magical things to do on Harry Potter's 43rd birthday. Number 7, buy a wand, aim it at J.K. Rowling, and make her shut up.
Yay!
Number 6, whack Trump on the head with that wand and send him to Azkaban for 20 years to life.
Yes.
Number 5, show Hermione a little after-school magic, if you know what I mean. Ooh. Hey, she's 43 too.
That's right, she's 43. Yes.
Number 9, get Harry a gift certificate for a matching tattoo of a lightning scar on his ass. Number 3, get Ron a comedy booking on Carnival Cruise Lines and heckle that ginger twit till he cries. Or blasts everyone with a vodka Kedavra.
That's what they do to me.
Number 2, find out once and for all how long Neville's bottom really is.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the number 1 magical thing to do on Harry Potter's 43rd birthday. Run up to Harry in the street, yell, "Happy birthday, you dumble dork," and run away.
Not quite live from Scotland. Man, that worked out. Hi, McKenna. I understand you're the one Harry Potter fan we have here, so I hope that worked for you.
You did great. You did great.
Okay. Hey, and speaking of McKenna, it's time to bring her parents into this nonsense. Let's see if I can find. There they are. They're right there. Let's add them to the spotlight. It's Janet and Charles Cox.
Yay!
Everybody say hi. There you go. Hi, guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for wearing a cute hat.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, and you know the deal here. You've done this a few times. I'm going to hand it over to you after I do a little intro, and then you're going to play a song, and I have no idea what you're going to play, and then I've got to answer it with a song. By the way, it's after 3 in the morning here, and I'm in a dorm, so there's people on the other side of this wall, so I'm going to have to sing quietly, which I think is what you've all been waiting for anyway. Well, anyway, let's...
Not going to happen.
Here we go.
No.
First, I'm going to sign myself out of this, and then I'm going to run the intro, because it works better that way on the stupid laptop. Any second now.
It's our musical guest, Gonna sing something funny and then Steve will play something in between. Our musical guest. It's time for our musical guest.
Janet and Charles Cox.
All right, we're here. So I'm so happy McKenna's joined us tonight because this is a song that is inspired by my cravings when I was pregnant. I craved blue cheese, everything, and pickles.
Pickle song.
I grew my wife pickle for her birthday.
He thought that I'd be tickled pink.
It was the biggest pickle ever grown in Nashville, Tennessee.
It beat the second biggest pickle by 2 feet.
But she flew into little about pickle. She said,
Charles, yeah, pickle's way too large. And I told him just where he could stick his pickle.
so I buried the whole kerfuffle in my backyard. Yodelee-lee,
Yodelee-lee,
yodelee-lee, my sweet pickle. Yodelee-lee,
yodelee-lee,
yodelee-lee, my sweet pickle.
Now time went by and I forgot about his pickle.
But that pickle's all I could think about.
And that spring in the same space where he'd buried his disgrace became a teeny-weeny little cucumber sprout.
This time I didn't over-fertilize that plastic. I let that Herkin gherkin grow up right. I gave it water, love, and kisses as I prepared it for the missus.
Why he even sang to it at night.
Yodelee-lee, yodelee-lee, my sweet pickle. Yodelee-lee,
You feeling better tonight? Good.
yodelee-lee,
Yeah.
my sweet pickle.
He likes to.
Good Lord, those cucumbers, they came by the dozens. But not one of them seemed to fit the bill. So he kept right on a searching, gherkin after gherkin, until finally he found Yodeling Deal.
Now yodeling Bill, he's one heck of a pickle. He's in a jar of his own,
He's got his own jar.
and we broke in here tonight so y'all could all delight in his deliciously sweet pickle song.
Introducing
Introduce
Dilly, the Yodeling Deal. Okay, Dilly, don't suck.
Yodelee, yodelee, my sweet pickle.
Wow. If I can get this mouse to
Rest
work
in
and
peace,
rejoin
baby
you.
Herman.
I totally would be doing that right now. There we go. Yay! That was tremendous. And ordinarily, I'd have a big, raucous, loud pickle song for you, but I have to sing quietly. So I'm not going to respond to the theme of your song. I'm going to respond to the picking style that Charles so ably employed there with a song that I wrote, I think, 35 years ago, and I don't think I've played it since.
Wait.
Redneck singing in the dead of night, helping out old Hank with all his might, all his life. He's been chewing, dipping, and sucking down Miller Lite. That's it. I'm done. Thank you very much. And now,
Definitely not Bud Light.
no, I was going to say that. Thank you for, man, you are on it. All right, one more from Janet and Charles.
All right. So this is for all you party animals out there.
Yeah, and we're doing this because you're across the pond over there in Scotland. This is Irish. I feature my Irish brogues on this, which I kind of got from the Lucky Charms guides you'll find. And I apologize to all the Irish people in advance. Me tongue is stuck to the roof of me mouth. Me left eye is swollen shut. These jacked up boxers I'm wearing feel like they're tearing a new hole in me butt. Me noggin is throbbing like me family jewels just took a flogging on the bar of my bike. Me whooppies quit whooping.
It's your lily be drooping.
In short, I feel like shite.
Hungover, hungover.
There's only 3 leaves left on me 4-leaf clover.
It's a sing-along, folks.
Before he passed away, me darling father used to say, son, you can't drink all day unless you start in the morning. La-la-la-dee, you gotta start in the morning. I went out of me mind several times last night.
Time sure flies when you're in a coma.
Lost me kids,
His wife,
me virginity.
twice.
Where's me keys?
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph.
Me stomach is churning, me winky is burning.
Those shenanigans come with a cost.
I think I miss me man the most of all the things that I've lost. Hungover,
Hungover,
I'm hungover.
hungover.
There's only 3 leaves left on me 4-leaf clover. Before he passed away, me darling father used to say, son, you can't drink all day unless you start in the morning. La-da-da-dee, la-la-la-dee, you gotta start in the morning.
Cool. You got away? We'll get away.
I wish I still had half the dollars.
Yikes.
I spent on all this booze that I swallowed. I once drank so much liquor, they had to call the priest and the vicar.
He woke up in a funeral parlor. Okay, I realize that's not Irish at all. I thought it was Brooklyn until a lady from Brooklyn last week heard it. She said, I don't know what that is. He's hungover,
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 hungover. There's only 3 leaves left on the 4-leaf clover. Before he passed away, me darling father used to say, son, you can't drink all day unless you start in the morning. La-la-la-dee, la-la-la-dee, you gotta start in just a wee hair of the dog in the morning.
cheers.
Janet and Charles Cox making their daughter proud 2 songs in a row. That was fantastic. Thank you for doing this for us again. Where will you be playing in the upcoming weeks and months that we can find you?
We have a show tomorrow night at 12 Keys Saloon in Nashville. Actually, it's in Hermitage. It's a musical about the story of Charles and our lives, meeting in 1980. From 1980 up to present time. It's called Too Old to Tour.
And I've got one coming up called Too Dumb to Stop Touring. All right. Thanks, you guys.
Thank
Hope to
you.
see you again soon. I'm sorry I won't be there to see your show, but I'm over here because I can't think of anything else to do. So, all right. That was fantastic. And now it's time to find our headliner in the massive number of people in this meeting. There he is. Hey, everybody. Please welcome the first time of the virtual comedy show, Robert Haas.
Good evening, everybody. Good morning, depending where you are. Good to be here.
Thank you so much
Thanks
for joining
the
us.
invitation.
We have a video intro for you, and then it'll be all you for 10 minutes of stand-up. Sound good to you?
All right, sounds great.
All right, I'm going to get myself out of here first because, as I say, I can't do this accurately with a laptop. And then we'll run the thing, and here comes the thing.
It's time for a big headliner. Got some funny jokes to say. Oh, to a 10-minute set headliner. Man, I'm so glad that it's Monday. Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here, guys. As mentioned earlier, I'm a comedian. I'm also the rabbi of one of the oldest synagogues in Savannah, Georgia. Really excited to be here. Although even though I'm a rabbi, I'm not going to talk about kosher pickles or anything like that. I think that would be inappropriate for me, but I'm telling you now. So I go around and as I'm watching the show and as I see people come to Savannah, I just think, man, there are so many wonderful people in this world. It's incredible. They're just great people all over the place. But all I see on the news is how terrible everybody is. All I see is hate. I see people telling terrible stories about all the things that are going on. And I think, how can it be possible to hate so many people? How can I hate everybody because of their color? How can I hate everybody because of their background or their religion, or of course, because they're comedians? So I think about maybe hating somebody individually, like my mother-in-law. How many of you hate your mother-in-law? Raise your hand.
No.
I'm looking at people on here. I see there are a lot of liars on this playing because I see very few hands. I love my mother-in-law. I actually have a wonderful mother-in-law. She's this wonderful Catholic woman. She is kind and sweet. On the other hand, I have a lot of issues with my wife's mother-in-law. If you guys understand that joke, I can tell the educational level on this podcast is very low. Go back to school. Probably a good idea. My mom, I have a lot of issues with her, but as I teach people, I don't want you hating me because I'm a comedian. I don't want you hating me because I'm Jewish. I want you to hate me because you've actually met me. I mean, that's probably the best way. Hate me because of who I am. I think that's a beautiful way to do things. The other day, I noticed that people say things and it's usually on accident when they're so mean. There was this woman who came up to this woman, like an older woman goes to a younger woman and says, "I knew your mom and she was the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. You must look like your father." Unintentionally cruel. Somebody said something so cruel to me the other day that it hurts right here. He came up to me and said, "You look like your son." I mean, oh my goodness, why would you insult my son like that? I mean, come on. He's a beautiful boy. So insulting people, I understand is accidental, but how I can understand, like, if you really hate somebody or for a good reason, like Brad, for instance. He's not here right now, he's a plane. But let's think about Brad. Brad is this good-looking, very famous comedian. He is going to be in Scotland with Steve doing amazing things. He is tall and handsome and smart. And that's why I hate his guts. That's why I absolutely he's sick. I think to myself, Brad, I hope one day you will sit on the edge of your bed looking at the corner and know that nobody in the world loves you. That's what I think every day. That the Dementors from Harry Potter will come down and suck out all of the hope that you have in the world, and you will know that you're lonely. That's for you, Steve, by the way. Happy
Thanks.
Harry Potter.
And I agree with all these sentiments.
That's I'm here for you. And that's what but it's okay because it's jealousy. I'm jealous of Brad. You know, he's tall, he's good looking. But then again, I can also be very supportive of Brad. He has this wonderful wife, Janet. I'm not doing any Rocky Horror Picture Show jokes, but Janet is a wonderful woman. She's tall, she's good looking, she's intellectual. And I can say, hey, Brad, good job. You met and you married Janet. That's amazing. Give him a hand. I think that's fabulous. She obviously met him at a time in her life when she was depressed and had no feeling of self-worth and was willing to just date anybody who walked into the room. But Brad took advantage of that. So that is amazing. Good for you, Brad. And I want you to know something, Janet, if you're watching, I don't know if, but you don't have to settle, Janet. Really, this is America. You don't have to settle. But then again, on the other hand, my wife was just talking about settling with her husband, and she told me that it wasn't as bad as she thought. So, Janet, it's not so bad. So you're doing okay. Not so bad. I met my wife at a community garden, you know, because I'm holy. I know Brad and Janet probably met someplace kind of strange and icky and kind of seedy, like, you know, Oklahoma or someplace like that. But, you know, that's but you know, people say things that they, you know, the other day, for instance, I was dating and I hated dating, and I was dating this woman, and she was very needy and very clingy and very desperate. I'm a rabbi. I was a teacher at the time, and she said, you know, if you leave me, I'm going to commit suicide. This is my depressing joke for the evening. Yeah. And so I was like feeling overwhelmed. So I broke up with her. But a year later, you know, I was feeling kind of low and depressed, and I hadn't dated anybody in a while. So you know what I did? I said, I'm going to give her a call. So I called her up, and she picked up the phone. And then I realized something, and I hung up right away. You know what I realized? I don't date liars.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just put that out there. But what people don't understand is there are more similarities than differences. And that's what I teach from the pulpit. That's what I teach. For instance, when it comes to marriage traditions are different in all places. For instance, the 10th anniversary in Georgia, you give crystal on the 10th anniversary of Georgia. And in Oklahoma, it's very simple. It's different, but it's close, because in Oklahoma on the 10th anniversary, you give the gift of crystal meth. And it's just a little very similar. It's a very similar type of thing. But most of the time, I find that people are good-hearted and sweet. And I love having a wife. I'm so excited. I have a wonderful wife. She's 14 years younger than me, which is amazing. I remember the other day, she said she loved, this is a new one. She loves waking up to somebody who's older than her, because she loves waking up to the smell of Brut and Ben Gay every morning. And I thought that was beautiful stuff. And that's a completely new one. I'm using that for the first time ever. But well, I love living in Georgia. And as I tell people, some cities do it right, some don't. I was in Macon, Georgia. I don't know if you've ever been in Macon, Georgia, but if you go to the top 10 things to do in Macon, Georgia on the website, number 9, the 9th best thing to do in Macon, Georgia is go to Savannah. Yeah. The 9th best thing to do is leave the city. That is poorly done. That is poorly done. I, however, live in Savannah. It's a great place. I met my wife there just the other day. I was telling somebody that I married a grave robber because I married somebody younger. And I heard background saying, no, I didn't marry a grave robber. I'm a cradle robber. And then I heard my wife in the background and said, yes, you're a cradle robber. I'm a grave robber. That's where I am. So it's a pleasure to be here. Let me tell you, I just love being where I am. I love doing what I'm doing. The other day, I was talking about how much I love my wife. She's so supportive, so incredible. And I was on Samantha Brown's places that I love. And I told this story. It's so beautiful. I was talking to my wife and I said, you know, honey, if I apply to get a job in another city around the country, you know, maybe a better job or somewhere else, will you still love me and support me? She said, honey, I want you to know this. I love you and I support you no matter what. And if you get a job anywhere outside Savannah, I just want you to know that you can always come back to Savannah and visit me and the kids. So, thank you very much, guys. A pleasure to be here. I appreciate it. Keep the job going. Great job, everybody.
Robert Haas, everybody. Thank you, sir. Wow, that was great.
Yeah. We're back again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we hope to have you back.
Anytime, because it's not 3 o'clock in the morning for me.
And we'd also like to hear a rebuttal from your wife, if you don't mind.
she was going to be here, but she's really tired of me. So
Man, did I set you up.
it's just like an invitation.
You're welcome. Where will we be able to see you performing in the upcoming weeks?
I'll be publicly. I'm doing a couple private shows, then I'll be at Savannah Comedy Review in 2 weeks on the second Saturday at 8 p.m.
Great. All right. Thank you very much. Once again, Robert Haas, everybody.
Pleasure.
As I try to figure out how to take him out of the spotlight. There it is. There it is. And now, oh gosh, I know she's here. I saw her a minute ago. Patti, are you visible? There you are. I'm going to bring
Hello.
Here you are. Yay, everybody. It's Patti Vasquez.
Hey, everybody.
Hi. Nice to see you.
Hello. Hi.
I'm far away.
Good to see
Nice
you in
to see
Scotland.
you. Yeah.
In a bunker. In a
It's great.
storeroom bunker. Nice.
You know, they always say around here, if it's not Scottish, it's crap. You know what? There's a lot of crap in Scotland. I'm just saying. So, speaking of crap,
Very well with my 3-minute
I
rant.
have a feeling. So let's do this thing. Brad, if you're here, you can take me out. Otherwise, I'll do it myself while this is running if I possibly can. Here we go. Oops.
It's time for a Patti Melt with Patti Vasquez, Patti Vasquez. From global conflicts to greenhouse gases, the folks refusing to wear masks says, and politicians getting caught grabbing ass says, she's melting down. It's a Patti Vasquez, Patti Melt.
Let's see if I'm gone. I'm not gone. Okay, I'll go. I'm going.
Hi, it's you.
I'm gone.
Hey, everyone. We've been doing this for a couple of years, and I used to prepare, and I would write an essay, and then I was like, you know what? I'll just whatever thing that gets my goat, I'll just do that, and that's kind of what I've been doing for the last year or so. And but the problem often is that there's so many things that are maddening that by the time we get here, I'm like, I don't know what to talk about. Did you guys know that they are now using PragerU? Dennis Prager, the ultra-conservative talk show host, who has these online little courses about our democracy and freedoms and all this stuff. They are now, that's part of the curriculum in places like Florida. And those are some of the videos. It's with Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson, and they're going into schools with these videos. One of them is these two kids time traveling. It's a cartoon where they time travel back to slavery, and they go, look, there were some happy slaves. Like, that stuff is really happening. They are truly teaching kids that slavery was beneficial for some Black people, and that Native Americans were happy because they were tired of paying the HOA fees anyway. So I knew that one was going to work. I tried. See what happens when I try to write a joke? HOA fees, because they were living someplace and they were tired of paying for that. It was expensive, so they take the land. See, it's the first time I tried to explain a joke. Anyway, those are some of the things I was going to rant about. That's why it didn't work, because the thing that really, all the things that we argue about online, right? We already have the places that we think we're going to argue about transgender issues, about racism, about religion, about abortion, right? We have, and I stopped arguing with people. Don't waste my time. I got more important things to do. But this weekend, you guys, in Chicago, a situation literally erupted that I really thought we would all be on the same page. There's a great legendary dive bar in Wrigleyville near Wrigley Field, where folks go to enjoy the Cubs games, and maybe they're there for concerts, or it's a great neighborhood dive bar. And maybe I've had two shots of Malort there. Yeah, I have. Anyway, they posted this weekend, and mind you, I have been a bartender before. Back in the 90s, bartenders are often tasked with doing more than just serving your drinks. If they're the closing bartender, they clean everything. I remember scrubbing a toilet going, I'm paying my dues. I'm paying my dues. Maybe these people just have genitalia alopecia. I don't know what's happening. So there's a lot. And maybe and I remember thinking, oh, someone had too much Taco Bell before they came here. Like, there's a lot. There was a lot that came that I saw. Okay. But Nisi Lounge is the bar we're talking about. And they posted yesterday that if the person who defiled the women's bathroom does not come forward, they will be sharing video of the person when they went into the bathroom. What they've shown so far is one of the women going into the bathroom, coming out screaming because someone had smeared poop. They pooped on the floor. Yes. And they want the person who did this to come back and tip that bartender very well, who had to clean it. and otherwise they're going to shame them and publicly post a photo of them, which I 1,000% support that. I wish there'd been video in the 90s. Lordy, I wish there'd been video. Now, I honestly thought that floor pooping in a bathroom is something we could all agree on. Guess what? It's not. I'm not kidding you. Oh my God, I'm not kidding you. MAGAs came out. They're like, oh, all the libtards in Chicago who believe in a minimum wage can't pay their bartenders enough to clean. No. Are we now? We're now approving of the crap and just pay someone more to clean that up. That's not how this works. How about you not crap on the floor? Can we just make that as a baseline of behavior? That's all I'm saying. I just want to thank the city of Chicago and the MAGAs and the floor pooping supporters for giving me tonight's rant. Good night, everybody. There's video. That's all I'm saying. Oh my God.
Vasquez. Wow. Nothing like poop to bring out the best in Patti Vasquez. That's And I want you to know, Patti, you spoke of the 90s. I played bass in a band in the 90s called Genitalia Alopecia. For real. So it's so weird that it all, it's just,
see, it all comes together.
Man, all right. Thank you, Patti. That was melt-tastic. Definitely goes in your top 10 reel, I think, of your melt. All right. Hey, guess what? It's time for another thing. So let's do the other thing that comes now. As soon as I can figure out how to play the other thing, it goes like this.
How about another
That's not right, is it? That's not right. Oh, yeah.
dumb song from Steve?
It's not right. What the hell have I done?
I don't know.
Apparently, Scotland does not agree with me. Let's try this again. Ready? Just chat amongst yourself for 5 seconds while I figure out how to do my job. Imagine if my job was cleaning up poop. This would never get done. All right, here we go.
Ow.
Another dumb song from Steve for no reason.
And this would not be worth all of that. I'm working on a new song. I'm posting it on the Thump in a few weeks. It's already recorded and ready to go, but it's not going to be released for a few weeks. You get to hear a preview if I can remember any of it. I can't sleep. I can't sleep. I can't sleep. I can't sleep. And I can't breathe. I can't sleep and I can't breathe at the same time. Sleep, sleep, apnea. Ba-dum-bum-bum. CPAPs never work that good. See, I'm doing it in a lower register because I don't want to be loud. No good. No good. No good. All right, that was enough. Who cares? When you hear it for real, it's going to be worth all of that buildup. All right, now, and then we got another thing to do. I think it's the time where Brad begs for money, if I'm not mistaken.
Brad begs for money. Hey, we need your money. We don't charge a cover or a 2-drink minimum, so what did you expect, Jack?
That's right. We don't charge a cover for this show, but we do beg. It's Brad's job to beg, but Brad's on an airplane right now begging for another Diet Coke. So it is my job to beg you guys. Anybody who's watching this, we post this on Facebook and YouTube. We get a couple thousand viewers each week. We appreciate it if you guys could go to virtualcomedyshow.com and click the donate to the comedians button. We share it amongst the performers on this show, and every week we get a little money. We'd love to get a little more money so that I can get out of Scotland. And so that and Patti can have a few less things to melt about. I don't know if money's going to solve that problem. Could everybody please try to get along? Oh my God. And I think the rabbi could use some money for marriage counseling. I'm not saying, I'm just saying possibly. Who knows?
Amen.
And
Amen.
Of course, I'd like to send Charles and Janet's money straight to McKenna for the counseling she needs for listening to these songs. So if you don't mind, please go to virtualcomedyshow.com and click the donate to the comedians button. We'd all really appreciate it. And now it's time for the next thing, which I believe is the worst joke of the week, which Brad has recorded.
Worst joke. Worst joke. Worst joke. Worst joke. Boo! That was the worst joke ever.
Hey, the people love it. The worst joke of the week. Here we go. Beyonce said, and actually sang it at the same time during a concert, "Somebody's gonna get fired." She didn't do it like that, though. She did that during a song where she kept trying to get the crew to turn a fan on for her in Chicago in Soldier Field, where it was really hot. It was outside and 100 degrees. The crew kept ignoring the Queen Bee's plea. After the show, they did not need to fire the roadie because her fans ate him. They're tough fans.
Hey, Hey, that was the virtual comedy show. We learned a lot of stuff we didn't need to know. Like right now, it's 4 in the morning in Edinburgh. Yep, that's what you get when you watch this show. Fascinating, isn't it? We have a lot of fun at the virtual comedy show. It's better than sitting home playing with your toes or going to the dump to watch stuff decompose. Keep coming back to the virtual comedy show. We hope you enjoyed the virtual comedy show. You don't have to dress up, no, 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 no. You can be like Brad and go commando. Every Monday it's the virtual comedy show. See you Monday at the virtual comedy show. It's at www.virtualcomedyshow.com. That's right.